Don't you hate it when the credits for a movie have a whole bunch of writers and those are just the ones who got their names on screen? It took that many people to write this? Just the other day I was watching a movie. It had two sets of credited writers. I know there was an uncredited writer. It's based on an existing IP, and the three best lines in the film aren't even in the script. One is an improv. One is added after they shot the movie. And the third one doesn't even exist. Of course, I'm talking about Casablanca, widely considered one of the greatest movies ever made, winner of Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Adapted Screenplay. It's your old pal Devin, and I'm here to talk about the movies. I could have started this with a keep your politics out of the movies joke because Casablanca is set in early World War II, and Humphrey Bogart's Rick, who's an expatriate American in Morocco, has to choose between whether winning back his love of his life, Ilsa, played by Ingrid Bergman, or helping her and her resistance leader boyfriend, Laszlo, played by Paul Henry, escape the city and escape the Nazis. So the movie is based on an unproduced play called Everybody Comes to Rick's. And the script was started by Julius and Philip Epstein. They were brothers. And they left to go work on a Frank Capra movie. When they left, Warner Brothers brought in Howard Koch. Came in to write, and then the Epsteins came back and they got rid of Koch and they didn't use any of his stuff, but he gets a credit. Who does not get a credit is Casey Robinson, who came in and added a whole bunch of the most beloved romance stuff into the movie. So the three lines I was talking about, well, one is, "Here's looking at you, kid," which is kind of like Bogart's signature line at this point. That was an improv. That was something that he just said off camera, and they decided to have him say it 4 different times in the movie. And then there is the line, very famous line, "Play it again, Sam." Nobody says it in the film. The closest you get is Bogart saying, "Play it, Sam." And I think that the fake line is much better. And it kind of reminds me of how everybody thinks that Darth Vader says, "Luke, I am your father." He doesn't. And nobody says "Play it again, Sam" in Casablanca. And then finally, it's maybe the most famous line in the whole movie. It's the final line of the movie. It's, "Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship." That was written after they completed principal photography. They brought Bogart back to record a dub. The original line was, "Louis, I might have known you'd mix your patriotism with a little larceny." Boy, they really chose the right line, didn't they? We talk about reshoots and rewrites and this kind of thing as if they're modern problems, but they're not. They've been happening ever since Hollywood began. One day I'm going to tell you about the 4 different directors who worked on The Wizard of Oz.